Hello. It is Thursday of the third week in Easter, and our reading today finishes up the book of First John. So it's First John chapter 5, verses 13 to 21. Now John begins this last part of his book really almost exactly like he ends the main part of his gospel, and sets out the reason that he's written this epistle. And it's so that his readers will believe in Jesus and know that they have eternal life. That's John's motivation for his gospel, for this epistle. It seems to be really the motivation, you might say, of his ministry and of his life, is so that people will know Jesus and they will share in that eternal life. And really, that should be a great motivation for us, shouldn't it? We should be motivated that the things that we share are there because we desire others to know Jesus and to share in eternal life. And not eternal life in the sense that we want to die and go to heaven. Yeah, that's part of it. But eternal life that begins as we walk with Christ. Eternal life that we share as soon as we share in the life of Christ. Yes, we'll know it most fully in the resurrection. And we'll know it in that brief in-between time that we think of as going to heaven, when our body is separated from our soul. But John's motivation is that his readers understand who Jesus is, that Jesus is the incarnate Son of God, and that they believe in all that pertains to Jesus being the incarnate Son of God and Messiah, and that through that they experience eternal life. Now, one of those things that puts us away from the path of walking with God in eternal life is sin. So John here is saying, if we see our brother beginning to walk in sin, if we see our brother in sin, then we need to pray for them, because he ties in things that he said in his gospel about how effective prayer is. He basically ties in how he quotes Jesus in the effectiveness of the prayers that we ask, and that we can ask and pray in faith through Jesus. So we can apply that prevailing prayer to those that we see who are sinning. There may be some whose determination for sin means that they've chosen a path of death and destruction. And there's a point at which they're going to be effective in making that decision. But there are many people who stray from the path, who are sinning, who in their lives, like we all do each day, move away from Jesus. So our prayers for them are effective. We effectively secure them in the kingdom as well because of the power of prayer. And I want to encourage you with that. So I want to encourage you with all of those things. Let your life be motivated like John, that others might know Jesus and share in that eternal life. And let your prayer life be motivated to pray for those who may not be following the way that they should be following in line with Jesus and his commandments. I encourage you with that today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.